I did it. I finally canned the amount of tomatoes that will last me into next year. Every year, my first canning project with tomatoes is just to make a simple diced tomatoes. I talk more about this in a previous video, but I love this recipe because it's simple and I can use those diced tomatoes for anything that I need. Pasta sauce, soups, stews, etc. But since I have already canned all of the diced tomatoes that I will need, I needed to find another canning project to get me through to use the rest of the tomatoes that we have coming out of the garden. And so today I developed a very special recipe for you. I'm going to walk you through how to make and can fresh barbecue sauce from tomatoes. Well, welcome back to my kitchen. My name is Brianna, and my husband Gray and I like to learn, practice, and teach our children traditional skills. Most barbecue sauce recipes that you'll find just combine already pre-made condiments to make a barbecue sauce, which is totally fine and something I would do if I want to whip up a quick sauce. But the purpose of making the barbecue sauce for me is to turn these garden fresh tomatoes into something useful for my family. And barbecue sauce is a condiment that we know and we use, and that's something I also talk about, is only make the food that you personally use. I have made too many canning projects only to turn around and realize I didn't know how to use onion jam because it wasn't something that we were already eating. So today I'm going to walk you through how to make the barbecue sauce, which from there you can choose to can or leave uncanned if you just want to make it and use it right away, as well as how we more often than not use barbecue sauce. So barbecue sauce is one of those very self-explanatory condiments, but if you're curious, I'm going to share with you some of our favorite ways to use this home canned barbecue sauce in our kitchen. Before I get started, keep in mind that the full recipe along with the amounts that you'll need to make this barbecue sauce is on my blog, which I will link in the description box below. So let's start with how to make the barbecue sauce. The first thing you're going to want to do is take all of those diced tomatoes straight from the garden or the farmer's market or wherever you've gotten them and put them in a large pot along with the onions, garlic, hot pepper flakes, and celery seeds. Bring these tomatoes to a boil and then turn the heat down and let them simmer for about 30 minutes. Transfer the mixture to a food mill. Now, a food mill is really the best tool for the job. We couldn't currently find our food mill. I may do by using a large strainer, but a food mill is going to extract more pulp than a strainer and or cheesecloth. So transfer this cooked tomato onion mixture into a food mill preferably, or a large strainer like I did here. If you're using a strainer, press with the back of a spoon to get all of the liquid and pulp out that you can. Return the liquid and pulp to a medium-sized pan. From here, add the brown sugar, the vinegar, lemon juice, salt, mustard, ginger, and cinnamon, and return to a boil over medium-high heat. You're going to want to stir this occasionally just so that the sugar doesn't burn to the bottom of the pan. Once the mixture starts to bubble, reduce the heat and let it simmer for 30 to 45 minutes. This is going to thicken the sauce and get it to more of that store-bought barbecue sauce consistency. Once your sauce is thickened to the consistency that you want it, it's done. This barbecue sauce is ready to use for whatever you need it for. If you're going to can the sauce like I did next, let's get to canning. This recipe will make about 6 half-pint jars. I like canning my barbecue sauce in a smaller portion. The half-pint work really well for me because in our house, at least for what we use it for, we don't often use a large amount of barbecue sauce at a time. Begin by preparing your boiling water bath canner and sterilizing your jars. Once your jars are sterilized, you can remove them from the boiling water bath canner and ladle the hot sauce into the hot jars, leaving a 1/2 inch headspace. Now, with barbecue sauce, especially because it's really sticky, take a clean tea towel and either use water. Sometimes I like to use a little bit of white vinegar and clean the rims of your jars. This is going to ensure that there's no sticky residue on the jars so that they can seal properly. Once you put your brand new canning jar lids on, turn the rings until they are finger tight. Place all of your jars back into your boiling water bath canner. Process the jars in a boiling water bath canner for 20 minutes. Turn off the heat, remove the lid, and let the jars stay in the water bath canner for 5 more minutes. After 5 minutes, remove the jars and cool for 12 to 24 hours. Don't check the seals until they have completely cooled, because if you check them, you could interfere with the natural seal of your lid. If your jars are all set to go, you can label them with the contents and date and store them on your shelf for up to 1 year. If any of your jars did not seal, you can put that into the fridge and use it within 1 week. Here are the ways we use barbecue sauce more often than not in our own kitchen. So our favorite way is to use the barbecue sauce to make barbecue chicken pizza. Gray built a wood fire oven a couple years ago, and we love to spread barbecue sauce on our homemade crust with chicken and cheese. It's one of our kids' favorites. So barbecue sauce on pizza is really good, on any form of meat. So barbecued chicken or beef. You can make barbecue chicken grilled paninis. Paninis with soup are a really easy and delicious meal. Barbecue Cobb salad. Any sandwich or burger works well. There's so many ways to use barbecue sauce. Those are some of our personal favorites and what we are going to be doing with all of this barbecue sauce I just canned. So I would love to know how you use barbecue sauce in your own home, because I am always looking for new ways to use our pantry staples. So leave that in the comments down below, and I will see you next time.